Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Stallings. You know me here on YouTube as MarauderEX, and this is My 2 Cents, where I give you my 2 cents, or rather my opinion, on something going on in the gaming industry, be it some piece of news, some practice, something that's happening in the gaming industry today. And today's 2 cents is about SEGA. There is a quote from SEGA President and CEO Hajime Satomi. As far as the Western market goes, we've learned a lot from Atlus. If we can make a title with proper quality, I believe there's a good chance for it to do well even in the West for players that like to play Japanese games. Satomi said that SEGA has partially betrayed the trust of long-term SEGA fans, and SEGA will have something to announce at the Tokyo Game Show later this year. Now, I want to talk about this because I have a very long-standing and very personal involvement with SEGA and their partial betrayal. I was on the receiving end of an overzealous campaign to highly publicize a title. Now, we don't know if that's the for sure reason, but there are very few alternatives and explanations that were given about the situation. Several years ago, SEGA started attacking Shining series-related videos on YouTube at the same time that they were also promoting their own trailer for a new game titled Shining Arc, or at least new at the time. Now, there's a previous game called Shining the Holy Arc on the Sega Saturn that we believe that that's what they were targeting, but then they started going after anything Shining related. Some of these videos, they had no right to go after at all. They were fans talking to a camera like I am to you right now, discussing their love for the series, and SEGA issued copyright DMCA claims on these videos, which those videos, very illegal to do so because SEGA had no right to go after those videos. The gameplay videos, they do have a right to go after. However, that makes you look really bad when you start attacking fan-made videos. Either Let's Plays, walkthroughs, or even just fans talking about the series using gameplay clips, talking about how much they enjoy it. Attacking your fan base for something like that is a rather idiotic practice, and SEGA did eventually stop, and they said that they would fix the issue, and anyone who had a channel or content affected by this takedown to contact them, and they would sort it out. This has been several years later, and they have not fixed this. They have not taken care of this. There have been numerous requests. I've spoken to many people that were affected by this. Since I was one of them, I was kind of thrust into it. My name was listed as one of the people who contacted SEGA, asking if this was an official thing, what their stance on Let's Plays and walkthroughs was, and what their stance on video content was. And their PR rep responded with, they don't normally take down videos unless they feel slanderous. That quote was posted all over the internet. Eurogamer, Kotaku, there were many sites that did it. Large YouTubers like Total Biscuit were also affected, and Total Biscuit claimed a boycott on SEGA until this whole situation blew over, which that boycott is still in effect since they have not fixed the damage. Now, with all of that, that is why I'm very vested in this, because it's not a partial betrayal. That is a total betrayal. That is attacking your fans for no reason. That in itself is just a shady business practice, which if they had just gone after gameplay videos, they have a leg to stand on. But the second that they cross the line on anything that could interfere with their SEO ranking for this game so that it could be more publicized, that's when when you break a law. And this is not an uncommon occurrence on YouTube. People file DMCA claims all the time to try and silence content that may be of a differing opinion, which is just a terrible practice in general. But the fact that SEGA employed this practice, knowing what they were doing, knowing that they didn't care about their Western audience, because for one, the Shining series, there has not been a game released in the US since the PS2. The other games have been released on DS, PSP. They have no chance of coming over, because there's already been issues between the current director of the series, and Western fans because of the direction that the series went. And when SEGA broke free from Camelot, or rather when Camelot broke free from SEGA, the fact that many fans were displeased with how the series went and the tone and the direction it was taking. But instead of saying, oh, well, maybe we should try something else, there were statements that the director blamed the fans. That it's our fault that we don't appreciate his series. This is the problem with my take on SEGA saying this. There's no partial betrayal, it's total betrayal. You have attacked your fans, you have put out subpar content over and over and over again. You have resorted to blaming fans for either poor sales or poor marketing or poor reception. There is no partial about it. I am truly amazed that Atlus has been left untouched and that you have allowed Atlus to work autonomously to produce the quality content that they have been known to produce. It was full expectation that once Atlus was under the SEGA banner, that SEGA was going to influence its business practices the same way it has, which, needless to say, has not been working well for SEGA the last few years. There are many, many, many SEGA franchises that we hope Atlus could get their hands on and do something with. SEGA is known for a vast amount of role-playing games. My personal favorite. All of my favorite series are SEGA series. I'd love to see another Shining game. Preferably Shining Force. I'd love to see another Skies of Arcadia. But then you've also got things like Jet Set Radio, Vector Man, Streets of Rage. You have all of these franchises that have not seen the light of day in so many years that hopefully Atlus has access to now, that something can happen. But at the moment, the SEGA name carries with it nothing good. Atlus is still relatively untainted, but anything SEGA produces at this point, they have a monumental hill to climb. They have to reassure the fans that it is a quality product, and then they have to reassure the fans that you won't get yelled at for enjoying it. You won't, if you put anything on YouTube, which most modern consoles now have the ability to share to either Twitch, YouTube, or various other social media, that you won't have your videos flagged, some of which may be legal, some of which may not. The fact that SEGA has dragged their feet, and the fact that SEGA has had a very, very open stance against Western gamers in a lot of markets. If it's not a PC or Sonic title, SEGA of Japan assumes that there is no point to bringing a game out in the West. Phantasy Star Online 2, we are still waiting for that. It was confirmed a release. It still has not been released officially. The only way to play it is to patch it yourself due to a fan translation. Phantasy Star Online, I believe it was Nova, was the second it was announced, was also stated it's not planned for a Western release. The fact that SEGA has no plans to bring these titles to the West for whatever reason shows either a disdain for the fans or a lack of faith in the fans. But then titles like Aliens Colonial Marines are released here. And it does nothing to help the reputation. Sonic Boom is released here. And the Sonic is a franchise that I could do a whole nother 2 cents video on. But as it is now, SEGA needs to change. And hopefully, that now that they've realized that they've pretty much alienated an entire market, that they'll do that, that they will change. But I'm not holding out hope. I held out hope that when they said, oh, we're going to stop attacking videos on YouTube and we'll fix the problems that we caused, that they would do that, and they still haven't. And again, there's possible legal ramifications. If any one of those people whose videos were taken down falsely decided to challenge SEGA, that would have been a bigger black eye for them. SEGA wouldn't have taken it to court, they would have settled out of court. Because why? Unless the person whose video that they got taken down really insisted on going to court with it, which is entirely possible. But no one felt the need to waste money and time fighting something like that in court. I kind of wish that it had happened to me, that one of my videos was one that would have been illegally flagged. All of mine were gameplay videos. But if there was one of me sitting here talking, like I am now, about how much I love the Shining series, they flagged that for DMCA, I am just spiteful and vengeful and vindictive enough that I would have taken it as far as I could have, just to make Sega's black eye bigger and worse. Because that is the worst business practice imaginable in this day and age. You attack fans illegally. Is just... It's despicable. It's deplorable. So, Sega has a really long way to go, in my eyes, to fix the damage that they've done, and I really don't think admitting partial betrayal even begins to start. They have to do a lot of work. They have to start putting out quality product. They have to start listening to the fans. And then, before all this, they have to apologize. They have to fix the damage that they've done, not just to the fans, that I really don't think I will ever get over that. And I don't think any of the other people affected by this will either. And then they need to apologize to other fans of franchises for games that they rushed development out on. They need to apologize to the Sonic fanbase for releasing a title as broken as Sonic Boom. That's my 2 cents on it. I still hold out a little bit of hope that Sega might actually, do something well with this. According to this, they want to bring development back to consoles. They want to work on, more of these franchises. They have a lot of franchises that I would love to see. But I really feel uncomfortable giving them my money and my business and my support when they have this history for the almost a decade of terrible, shady business practices. That if any other company did this, if EA, if Ubisoft, if any other developer pulled this, there would be riots in the streets. Kind of disappointed that there weren't for Sega. Sure, the internet got into a huff about it, but it went away as quickly as it came about. The only people who still remember it are Total Biscuit, myself, some of the other people involved. A lot of people remember, Sega did something back in the day, we don't remember what, but it was bad. So. But here's hoping that they actually, apologize. Fix the problems that they need. If they have any questions, they are more than welcome to message me here. I can point you in the direction of several other channels that are still to this day banned because of their copyright attacks on those videos. Until Total Biscuit relieves his boycott, we know it's not done. So, like I said, it's my 2 cents. Maybe Sega will do it, maybe they won't. I've kind of stopped caring, because it's not worth it. Hopefully Atlus continues to go untainted and they continue to put out quality work. But, money is the nature of the beast. So, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on Sega? Do you really think that they can win back consumer fan base? Do they have the ability to make amends for the damage that they've caused, both, intentionally and unintentionally, to fans on YouTube and fans of various series? Or are they just grasping at straws trying to stay relevant? Let me know your thoughts in the video comment section below. So, till then, later everyone.